everybody. I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I like to do for my feet. That's often an area that most of us don't tend to pay attention to that much unless we're going to get a pedicure. So I wanted to show you some of my favorite stretches. It's just a few of them. So join in with me. Pay attention to your body. If it's too much, back off. And I will show you some modifications for it so that if the way I do it to start is too much for you, just wait. I'll show you a different way. I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see me a little bit. I'm going to sit back on both of my heels, making sure that the tops of my feet are on the floor. Some of you may feel a stretch right here already, but for me, I don't feel a whole lot. So to make it a little bit more intense, I'm going to take my hands to press into the floor and just lift my knees up as best I can. Sometimes you'll find that as you hold it a little bit, the tension will start to release, and maybe you can go a little deeper into the stretch, which is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to take my hands behind me just a little bit and lean back. That's a really good stretch for the tops of my feet here. Hold it as long as it's comfortable for you, or maybe back off a little bit. Come down. That may be enough for you, or you may want to come back into it. And now, starting with my left foot, actually I'm going to do both feet at the same time to start. I'm just going to sit back on my heels again, make sure my toes are spread wide apart as best I can. And maybe walk my knees forward and sit. I find that this can be kind of intense even for me, but I still like it because it helps to stretch my feet out. To change it up a little bit or to make it a little less intense, I'm going to do one foot at a time, starting with my right foot, and just sit back. I'm using my right hand here to support me, my right hand. And if I want to back off of it even more, I'll use my other hand and just shift my weight to the left a little bit. Going to the other side, starting there. Still my toes are spread wide apart. And I'm going to shift to my right to take some of the pressure off. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of doing those stretches. Starting with my right foot, I'm going to take my left hand and I'm just going to press it that way. You feel that here, but it's not as intense as it was when I was on the floor, sitting on my heels. I'm using my right hand to assist to get a deeper stretch. And now I'm going to take my left hand and draw my foot in towards me. Use my right hand to apply a little bit of pressure away from me. And now the toes. I'm pulling back. So I'm pressing my toes into my hand, and I'm pressing my hand against my toes. All right, shake that out a little bit. My other foot needs some attention too, so I'm going to switch sides. Starting here, I'm pulling that one forward, using my hand for a little more resistance. removing my hand for less resistance. I'm going to pull my foot in towards me and up just a little bit while applying pressure to my foot away from me. Again, I'm feeling that stretch right in here. And next, not forgetting about the toes, so I'm pulling those back towards my foot. And I'm using my hand to apply more pressure, my right hand. Now I'm going to shake that foot out a little bit. And now for my favorite part. A little bit of a foot massage. So I'm going to start right here where that plantar fascia starts, right in here. I'm going to work my way up towards the balls of my feet, the balls of my foot, using my thumbs to apply pressure. And starting with my big toe, just applying a little bit of pressure there. And moving on along. And pinky toe. If you have more time, you can spend more time doing this. It feels pretty good. Switching sides because this foot needs some love too. Really trying to dig my thumbs into my feet. Working my way up. Starting with my pinky toe. Moving on up towards my big toe. That's what I call foot love.